filled you in on some of the accolades that Mr. Smoltz has. You're looking at somebody who has 3,000 strikeouts in his career. How many times were you on the All-Star team? 8 times on the All-Star team for Major League Baseball. So all you kids that are on these All-Star teams, this is what you're looking. I mean, the pitchers especially, you're looking at the closer. Okay. He Hall of Fame this year. We round of applause for that first. So what we wanted to do was let you guys, if you had questions, I thought maybe John could say a couple words to you about what it is to be an all-star, what it takes to be an all-star, what it takes to be good at baseball. You'll hear your coaches say this a lot about you're going to play the way you practice. I thought this could be better than hearing it from us, hearing from somebody who actually lives that. So we're going to let him talk a little bit about that, think up some questions if you have them. We'll take a couple, and then we're going to let him sneak out. He took time out of his Sunday because he wants to talk to kids that are coming up in baseball. So, all right.
Definitely. So it's hard to believe that I was where you guys are right now 35, 38 years ago. But the game's a great game. First, thanks to all the coaches and your parents for providing the opportunity for these young men. It's a great challenge to not only coach, but to play the game that we love, and baseball is a great game. So one thing I always tell young kids as far as baseball players is, you know, you guys are in a day and age where this and video games and computers take up a lot of your time. Getting outdoors to play baseball is great. Getting outdoors to do anything is great. But I always tell people that of your age, always have a dream of what you want to be or what you want to do. It doesn't come because you have that dream or think it. You've got to put in a lot of hard work. And you've got to remember that whatever person that you have grown up watching, or whatever team that you grew up watching, or whatever sport that you like, that you want to play, just know that every one of those people, every one of those players had to put in a lot of time, sacrifice, and practice. It's fun to play this game. It's fun to hit home runs and strike people out and all that. But I will tell you that at 7 years old, when I decided to play baseball, my dream was to play Major League Baseball. And that dream was every day I woke up, and that dream was every day, whether throwing a rubber ball against a brick wall or getting out on the field and playing baseball with my friends and teammates. So it's a fun time. It goes pretty fast. You guys are under a lot of pressure with all the things that you are being pulled away from to play this great game of baseball. So my advice, as I tell everyone, is you can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to try things. Listen to your coach and try the different things that they suggest. And always put in the time and effort that it is to get better. But you also have a lot of time to have fun in this game. You can't play it year-round. So anyone who's telling you you can play it year-round, you can't play it year-round. It's not healthy for you. You got to take preparation to make sure that you warm up and play catch and do all the little things your coach is asking you to do so that you can preserve your body and your arm as long as possible. I'm one of those guys that had Tommy John surgery. I've also had 3 shoulder surgeries, and 3 more elbow surgeries. So you play baseball for about 41 years of your life, you got a chance for those things to happen. But with hard work, with determination, and not letting somebody else tell you what you should or shouldn't do, you can make dreams come true. And a lot of kids today don't dream of things. They don't have high hopes of doing something spectacular or being great. I always tell kids, dare to be great and dare to dream. But never be afraid to fail. Because guess what? In baseball, you fail a lot. If you fail 7 times out of 10, you're considered a great hitter. So think about that. 3 times out of 10 you're successful, you're considered great. And as pitching goes, you're always going to have some of those days that don't go very well. But if you have a great attitude and if you keep your mind focused on what you're doing and learn from your mistakes, you will get better every year. I know a lot of you take lessons and a lot of you are working on your craft to get as good as you can. But don't forget how much fun this is. And don't forget that your hopeful goal is to play baseball as long as you can. For some of you, it might be 2 more years. For some of you, it might be high school. For some of you, it might be college. And who knows, for some of you, it might be minor leagues. And then hopefully, for some of you, it's the major leagues. But there's other sports to play. There's other things to do. And I tell kids all the time that I grew up in Michigan. The summer was like 3 weeks long. And I played all the different sports because the weather didn't allow me to play baseball year-round. And that was the one thing that helped me. But you down here get to play baseball pretty much 9 months, 10 months out of the year. And I would just say to you parents, it's not how much you play, it's when you play, the things that you're doing. And we've got a problem in our sport. We've got too many injuries and too many Tommy John surgeries. I had mine when I was 34 years old. Now everyone's getting them either at 13, 14, 16, 18, you name it. Tommy John surgeries all the time. So I'm going to sound like a broken record. But if you've got a child, coach, you got a kid that can throw the baseball really firmly and has a live arm, that's the arm you got to protect. Because the body just does not, velocity at a young age, it's just so hard for the body to adapt to that. If you don't throw very hard, that's a good thing. At some point you will. Your body, you will grow into your body. Not if I tried to teach every one of you how to pitch, I could do a good job of doing that. But only some of you are going to have the natural ability to do that. Not everybody can pitch or turn into pitchers. That's why there's 800 positions. So the ones that are athletically and have flexibility to pitch, that's a gift. And I can improve pitching, but I can't teach a live arm. So that's what your parents need to know. I used to have a camp for 13 years, and I'd have 300, on average, 250 to 300 kids every year. Percentage-wise, 3 to 4 kids had that arm. So if you just do the numbers, that's the percentages of what typically happens. Now, that doesn't mean, now we're talking 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds. That doesn't mean they don't develop later. I tell parents all the time, let your child experience the game. They may not be ready for some things. You don't have to push them. As soon as you push them into something, that's when you run the risk of them never wanting to play again. So it's a great game. You guys are asked to do things at an earlier age than I was. How many of you watched the Little League World Series? Pretty cool event, right? Everyone, that's the goal to get there, right? And the Little League World Series has done some good things and it's done some bad things, in my opinion. And the bad things is a lot of these kids get burned out. And that's the last thing you want to do is get burned out. It's fun. We've met a lot of the Little League World Champions that have come through our locker room. And I got to say, a lot of them are brats, but I was just resist that, who they were, where they were coming from. But they're made into superstars. You can imagine what happens. Never forget where you come from. Never forget the help your parents and coaches are giving you. Because this is a really cool deal you get to play part of baseball. And you know what? You lose today or win today, just know it's all about your attitude. And if your attitude is one that's looking forward to doing the best you can, then winning or losing is going to come. If they're going to keep scoring, we should try to win, right? Amen. But at what cost? Hopefully you're not playing the game in the wrong way to win. That's some of my people in my industry have done it the wrong way to win, and they're getting punished for that. But lastly, I would say, you know, when you're watching a game, or when you're playing catch, or when you're practicing, practice good habits. Practice good habits because they're going to translate into the game execution. So if you just kind of throwing the baseball to throw the baseball and you're not paying attention, you're not looking at that other person's chest and throwing it, practice good habits. The ones who do that in practice and take the time to actually work on things are the ones that are going to progress the farthest. If you go through the motions, chances are you're not going to have that that opportunity when game time comes around. As much as you can, you know what, be there for your teammates. Be a good teammate. To me, the greatest value of a baseball player, and one of the things that hopefully at my speech in the Hall of Fame, I want to talk about what it is to be a teammate. Because it's easy to be a selfish person and just care about yourself. Being a teammate is what sports is all about. Helping your teammate, looking out for your teammate, doing your job so that your team can be better, picking up a teammate if they make an error. All those things that you see at the major league level, some good examples and some not good examples, being a teammate is very important. And then the friendships you have hopefully will last a long time, and the memories you have will be great when you're playing baseball. So be a great teammate, put in the time, dare to be great and dream, don't be afraid to fail. Those are a lot of things that I use along the way. Everybody thinks to become a Hall of Famer, I must have been great everywhere I went, and that's just not true. I had to work hard. I had a lot of losing records in the minor leagues, and I had to work very hard to get to where I am today. I've probably thrown over 1 million baseballs at least, if you can believe that. There's a lot of baseballs that I've had in my hand. But practice, the good, take time to make sure that what your coaches are teaching you and doing, you put in the time. All right? You put in time. Anybody got questions? Yes?